Greetings to everybody. I'm on a hallelujah. I'm on a truth and covenant. Hallelujah. Praise ye Yah. Baruch to the 24 elders. Baruch to all the Kodesh holy angels and heavenly beings that stayed in their habitation and obey the Most High's commands day and night and execute His will and judgment. Baruch to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Baruch to the 144,000 elect. Baruch to the 1/3 that make it, and Baruch to those lucky enough to be cleavers. Rebuke to high Satan and his legion, his army, and his angels, and all of those. Rebuke to those that worship the creature more than the creator. Alright, today we are going to read out of the Apocrypha, the King James Version, the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, 1 through 19. That's all it is, actually. It starts from verse 1 through 19. So the whole chapter 3 of the Wisdom of Solomon is what we're going to go through today. This is about another video basically about the elect and preserved ones and events that would take place and how people would, the state of mind they would be in this time frame and day and age. Alright, chapter 3, 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall not be torment touch them. 2. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Because the world is given into the hands of the wicked, and the wicked ones, they hunt our people down day and night, and our people were destroyed from the lack of knowledge. So those ones that were lost and could easily be manipulated, they set a lot of traps for them, and they were easily killed and wiped off the face of the earth and died. And their departure is taken for misery. 3. That's why it's an uproar now, because they're dying. But if they're living in sin, so they're giving the enemy fuel to keep doing this stuff. But it's also being recorded and recorded for a great judgment as well too. So everything works hand in hand when it comes to these things. So at 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. So even when they die, the Most High still has grace and mercy on them, and they rest in peace, in peace and comfort, because like he says, he only have mercy on babies and fools. So they lost, he still acknowledges them. 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Now this is going to get into the elect, So being that they be punished in the sight of men, because guess what? These police hate us. This whole system is been created to divide and conquer us. They have in every society, in every organization, they have, planet mules, like people that are actually they work for third-party agencies, but they just go in there to cause confusion and chaos, spy, monitor, kiss and tell, things of that nature, just like in most jobs, That's why, the hardest workers always get fired, because somebody in there always hating on them. All right, back to this. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet in their hope full of immortality. 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For God proved them and found them worthy for himself. So being that they be chastised. Most of the people that are elect today, whether they know it or not, which Most High said they would know it, because they'll be consciously woke and aware, and they'll be doing all the right things that align with the prophecies. But most of us have been afflicted our whole lives, and none of this stuff ever added up and made sense. We like, gotta be more to life than this, A whole life, foster care, group homes, detention centers, all types of stuff happening, kicked out of school. Some of the baddest kids, but these are the ones that he reproves, This is how it always really worked too. And we had 6. He found them worthy to himself, and gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. 7. And in the time of their visitation, this is the time when the signs and wonders, all these events start to unfold at the same time, like he said in Matthew 24. You know, somebody got to live in that timeline. And somebody got to be consciously aware in that timeline. He said, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. So while it's all this chaos and destruction, they're going to be just, you know, handling their business. Every trap that's set up against them, they're going to counter that, and everything's going to reverse, you know, and they're going to still be making their word heard and, you know, reaching out to whoever they got to reach out to on whatever platform they got to reach out to, networking, however they have to network to, but it's going to get out one way or the other, because if you got 144,000 conscious people scattered to the four corners of the earth, all activated at the same time, all conscious at the same time, most likely saying all the same things that coincide and align at the same time. The thing about these ones is each tribe has a different ability and a special capability that's different from the other tribe. And they all fill in the gaps in these prophecies. All right. 8. They shall judge the nations. You hear that? They shall judge the nations. The elect are the beginning of judgment because they decipher the truth. They understand how these tactics unfold because they had wisdom. And wisdom shows you things of the past, present, and future. So you can look back in the old times and see what wicked strategic planning they use to assassinate a lot of our prophets, you know? So in this day and age, we know pick the meat and bones and what to say and how to identify who's who and what's what and how this end part unfolds. He says, they shall judge the nations. You know how people in church, they be like, oh, you can't judge me. Only God can judge me. Well, whoever God inhabits and he sees worthy, they can judge you as well because he's moving through them. So he is judging you through them. And if they're not bearing false witness and they're only speaking the truth, guess what? That's the beginning of judgment, you know? He starts with the judgment using the elect. And then after that, he used nature and all the elements of the atmosphere to bring judgment. He uses strong delusion, deaf, dumb, and the blind, and causes confusion to make these people turn against one another. And that's when all hell breaks loose on earth. He says, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. 9, they that put their trust in him shall understand truth, such as be faithful in love, and shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath cared for his elect. 10, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. So these people, all the thoughts they had against you or how they was going to bring you down or do these wicked things to you and devise these plans and take crafty counsel against you, guess what? Their own thoughts is going to be recompense on their head. So now they're going to be in damnation and tremble, you know? But it gets worse later, just like it gets greater later for the ones that was chastised and afflicted their whole life. It gets worse later for the people that lived in luxury their whole life. He said, 11, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. So guess what? This is the time and age where nothing works in their favor. What they thought was going to work, they put all their trust and faith in to their business, their product, how to make some more money. Guess what? They ain't put none of that trust and faith into the Most High, but they worship the creature more than the Creator. So I can see how this is going to unfold. 12. Their wives are foolish, their children are wicked. 13, their offspring is cursed. Wherefore, blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. When is the visitation of souls? In the last part. In the middle of the great tribulation. That's the visitation of souls. The devil is coming to devour as many people as he can. He's visiting his people and whoever else he can bring down with him, because he's in Apocalypse of Elijah. He said, woe to me, because my time is up. You know, so he got, that's the hour of temptation when he got to come in and try to he lose his mind in marbles and see how many people got their legion to him. And then the Most High, he come to the ones that already been afflicted and they just had enough of everything. And they to the point like, man, we ain't even in the world no more. We done clinked our garments, white, prepared ourselves for the bridegroom, and we ready to go right at this point. So none of these things is going to affect us in the end. All right, 14. And blessed is the eunuch which with his hand hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against God. You know what sin really is? Sin is the transgression of the law, statutes, and commandments. The law was never done away with. Hamashiach, the Messiah, came to fulfill the law. The sacrificial law was done away with, But sin in the world, what people get locked up for, they just trying to survive, or they just trying to do stuff to get by. It's so much things that's against him. That's why he has grace and mercy against them. It's not really sin. When you repay wicked with wicked and you just doing what you know to survive, that's not sin. So what the world say, sin is that's what their law say. That's what the creature's law is. But the real sin is the transgression of the law of the Most High. All right. Their offspring is cursed, wherefore blessed is the barren and undefiled, which hath not known sinful bed, and shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. 14. And blessed is the eunuch which with his hand hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against God. For unto him shall be given the special gifts of faith and the inheritance in the temple of the Lord, more acceptable to his mind. So in this last part, these people are going to be given some great gifts. They're going to work greater wonders than the prophets of old. You know why? Because everything is happening such at a rapid rate. So everything they do, the Most High, he's visiting them. He's over them. So everything that transpire against them, guess what? He's deflecting it back and bringing recompense on their head. Everything they doing is failing. And guess what? It's so marvelous in their eyes, just like he said in the Wisdom Asylum. In that day, the righteous man shall stand in great boldness against him that afflicted him, had no accounts of his labor. When they see it, they shall be in great trembles and fear at the strangeness of his salvation. You see? See how that works? All right. 15. For glorious is the fruits of the good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. 16. And the children of the adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of the unrighteous bread shall be rooted out. So this is when he sweep the wicked off the land. There are kids that thought they was going to prosper off the lies that their fathers have inherited and told them how to prosper in the creature's way. It's going to fail at this time. And that's when they're going to come to you and say, our fathers have inherited lies. And they're going to come worship at your feet because they're going to realize, I was told to hate you, but you more blessed and you got these gifts and abilities, and God deals with you. I don't care what my father say. I'm going to cling to you because what you saying is true. It's the only thing that makes sense in this time of chaos. All right. 17. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. 18. Or if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial, tribulation, great tribulation. 19. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Horrible is the end. Yahweh, he that is, and it reigns forever. Elohim, Shaddai, Ancient of Days, Bahashem, coming in the name, Adonai, Sovereign, Hamashiach, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, he is salvation. Baruch be to him. Pray that his grace and his mercy is bestowed upon us. Baruch to anybody that watches this, meaning blessings, and rebuke to the wicked. Woe to them. All praise to the Most High, the Most Gracious, the Most Merciful, my strength, my Redeemer, my rock, my salvation. Amana, truth and covenant. Hallelujah. Praise ye Yah. Salah. I'm out.